That's a $50 bill right there. Let's go. One of the key pieces of the week. Would you look at that? Would you just take a look at that? What's up, everybody? We're back with a thrift haul video. I went thrifting this week a couple times, and these are all the items that I got to resell online. There are going to be some women's, some men's, and if you run around the thrift store, you might find some other things that are worth some money too. You know, I have a history of selling since 2001 on eBay, so you can see the antiques and things behind me. That's what I used to sell. Almost 10 years now selling clothing. So we'll get right into it. I'll show you what I got, how much I paid, what I think I can sell this stuff for. If you want to see what I sold and ask me any questions, make sure you subscribe and come to my lives. I do them usually 3 times a week in the mornings. Come on into my lives and you can ask me whatever questions you want. I'll show you exactly how much I sell things for and I ship it in real time. So right here is a pair of Lululemon pants. I will tell you now, again, having done this for a long time, that these have gone down in price. Still good. Actually sold a pair recently for I think right around $29. These are actually pretty good, better than normal, because they still have their tag in it and they're size 40. These were $4.99 where I live, size 40, and the inseam is probably going to be like a 30, which is okay. But these will sell for around $29 or $30 online. Let me show you really quickly a couple items that I got that are not clothing, but it's good, especially with Google Lens now. Just keep your eye out for things. These are Monster High dolls right here. I know, and I know people that check out are like, what is this dude into? But Monster High dolls, I Google Lens this one, and it sells for, I don't even remember. It was more than $20 for both of them a piece on eBay, and they were $2.99. So look, a little 2 on our foot. So why not pick those up? Super easy to ship, super easy. I'll put these in the same box that I do my photo lights for, or the photo box that I do my hats and ties and smalls in. Super easy to list those. I might even sell those on a Whatnot. I was thinking about doing a Whatnot with like toys and stuff. I don't know. We'll see about that. And also I got some ties. These ties are great. They never go out of style. Brooks Brothers, Polo Ralph Lauren, the classic, just American preppy striped tie. My my ties are $1.99 each. A lot of people pass these up, and I get it because the profit on these are only about $10 or so, paying $2. When I was part-time, I think my profit had to be like $25 or more. But now that I'm full-time and I have a lot more time on my hands, I'm looking for anything I can make a profit for $10 or more and list quickly. I can batch all these ties up and do them wham bam right after another. So got this one. I'm looking for the stripes. Always make sure there's no food stains on the front. Here's another one with stripes. Again, Brooks Brothers, $1.99. And then another one. This one's a newer. You can see the label right there. It's a little bit of a newer label. I'll show you the older label right here in a second. This is more of an older label, made in the USA. Doesn't really matter. It might matter some. Maybe having a vintage Brooks Brothers. Some of those gent shops in like New York, if you've seen the YouTube videos on those, are really cool. Where they have all the styles of like Brooks Brother and preppy clothing. Some of it's vintage and people really like that vintage. But those will sell for around $20 a piece. And then Untuck It. Again, Untuck It, I sell these so often. I just sold, I'll show you right here. I just sold one like today or yesterday as linen. And that's what I'm going to talk about. I only get Untuck It for the most part if it's a special material. So we're looking for linen, polyester, nylon, things like that, or really big sizes. Luckily, this one's got both. This is a 3XLC. I don't know what the C stands for, but it's nylon and spandex. So it's big. Again, $5, and this will probably sell for around $24 because it's a little bit bigger, which is great. Right now, if you're watching this, it's October. It doesn't feel like fallout, but it will really, really soon. I love buying LL Bean flannel line jeans. And before we go any farther, let's just talk about this. I'm just a normal guy going to normal thrift stores. I don't have any special connections. I'm not sitting here showing you Tom Ford and all this crazy stuff. This is just what I can get on an average day of thrifting. So you're not going to see a lot of bangers in here. You're just going to see things that like, oh, maybe I should pick that up next time. So that's what I'm going to be showing you during this live. Here's LL Bean flannel line jeans. These do not sell very well at all in the spring and summer, but in the fall and winter, I can't keep these in stock. These even have the stretchy waistband. Usually that helps out. These were $7.99, I believe. $7.99, maybe even $7. $7 for those, and those always sell for around 30 for me, which is pretty good. And then I also did a little short form video on J. Crew corduroy. Watch my shorts. I put some information in those too to help you guys out. This tag right here is the J. Crew store. So the actual J. Crew store you'd find like in a mall. And then there's the J. Crew outlet or factory store. Those items are made obviously just for those outlets and factories, and usually they're cheaper. They are cheaper, and the fabric's a little bit cheaper, and the content's just cheaper. It's not as well made. This is the tag I'm usually looking for right here. These corduroy pants will sell for around 20-ish or so on eBay, maybe even 25, especially corduroy. Super hot in the fall. Probably one of my best selling things in the fall is just corduroy in general. Corduroy blazers, corduroy pants. Harris tweed sells really well, and then obviously jeans, but even better than flannels, to be honest. Another pair, they had 2 pair of factory near it, same size and everything. I left those behind because they just don't sell as much. I could have got them both and lotted them, but I decided not to. How about this? The #1 team in the NFL, while I'm recording this video, the Colts, let's go. Rain Spooner does not do near as well as it used to. When I first started thrifting in 16 for clothing, Rain Spooner was like, oh, that's a $50 bill right there, let's go. It's not that way anymore. Maybe some of them, but this Colts Rain Spooner, I don't know, it's probably like $20, $25. And again, it's only gonna be marketable to like Colts fans. Look at this bad boy right here. Cable knit, look at the texture on that. Would you look at that? Would you just take a look at that? The texture on that, it does have a hood. The brand is called Blues, I think. It's a 4XL Blues. I don't know. It was $7.49. It's obviously not a Coogee, but it looks like a Coogee, and it's going to sell just on style. So I didn't even look the comps up on that. I just bought it, one of those things. Ralph Lauren polo shirts that are performance, that are the stretchy kind, sell fast for me, especially during golf season, actually year round. XLT, so that helps it. It's XLT. So if you're new to reselling, which what's up? You're always new. There are always new people watching, getting into it, and you're not too late. There's a lot to be made out there. XLT means XL tall. It's a little bit taller than normal. That's $5. And then I bought this guy. I think I might do a whatnot with like just random stuff like junk in your trunk type of stuff. This is a Disney store, brand new with tags, like vintage. I don't know, a little onesie or whatever you call these things. I may do have 2 kids and I remember the days, but $1.99 for this. I know vintage kids clothes do well. I don't know if this one will do particularly well, but it was pretty cool for $1.99. I just cannot pass it up. I have been doing whatnot, and usually I do with just women, so I am going to show you here. Judge me, talk to me in the comments, tell me if I'm right or wrong, whatever, please. I like constructive criticism when it comes to women's stuff because I'm kind of new to it. I throw all my women's stuff in Whatnot shows, so if you don't follow me at Whatnot and you want good deals on women's clothing, go ahead and do it because I start everything at $1. This brand is called Elude, I think, something like that. It's 100% cashmere. I just looked it up really quick, and the comps were like pretty high or decent high, enough for me to pick it up for $5. So that will go in the women's Whatnot show. I sell all the women's stuff on Whatnot, and then my main selling platform, as you can see here, is eBay, followed by Poshmark, and then Depop and Mercari are like barely pay any bills other than the Nifty bill, which is what I use to cross list, and I'm showing you all this stuff on. Nifty's the bomb. It's what I cross list and do all that stuff. You guys have heard me talk about it a million times. I'll put a link to a video up here, but definitely check that out. Here is a pair of FootJoy pants. These are the athletic fit. So if you know FootJoy, you want to look for the athletic fit pants. They'll say athletic fit there, and then you'll also have the little symbol here that is kind of rubber. That's what you're looking for. These sell way better than regular FootJoy pants. FootJoy pants might sell for around $20, while those might sell for over $30. They just do better. And then I'm finding more women's clothing, so I'm not mad about it. If you guys are wanting deals, come on out. I'll start at $1. But this is a women's cool jacket, like a mustard yellow. I didn't even look up comps on it because I just stole it in my Whatnot, but I know Cool's a great brand. I'll show you again if you're new. That's the symbol you're looking for. You find that in women's or men's for cheap, you just pick it up. These were $7 at $7.99 a piece. Another women's cool. This almost feels like one of those wax jackets. But what a great fall jacket. This is a really good fall jacket. It's even got like this liner on the inside. But anyways, I'll throw that and whatnot. Better do that soon. Some of my favorite Polo Ralph Lauren pieces to pick up are the herringbone, or not the herringbone, the Harrington jackets. And here's one of them. This is a 3XB, and I paid up a little bit for this. Paid $20 for this guy, but I know I can sell it for around $40, $42 because it's a 3XB. So again, sometimes you just have to pay up, and it makes money, or it takes money to make money. So you got to pay up a little bit sometimes to make that extra money. I'm fine with that. I'll make a $20 profit on it. And then this is at the same store. It's a trench coat. You know, a lot of these looks like the Burberry trench coats. This one is Brooks Brothers. I'll show you the label real quick. It is vintage. It's made in the USA, right? Yeah, made in the USA. Vintage Brooks Brothers. It still has its wool liner, which is very important on these. And I think this was cheaper than that. This was $19.99. It's $20. I didn't even look up comps. I've sold these in the past for around $100. So I will do just fine with that jacket. Again, those trench coats are just timeless. The Burberry, they look like that. Even the Polo Ralph Lauren ones, they're just timeless. Same store, Polo Ralph Lauren. This kind of reminds me of, I bet these came out when the Denali, the North Face Denali jackets that have this kind of right there. And then on the sleeve, they have this. It's like a Denali by North Face, but it's Polo Ralph Lauren. $15 for this guy. It should probably sell for around like $35 or $40 on eBay. Anything Polo Ralph Lauren coat, jacket related, I'm going to usually pick it up. This brand I just learned about recently in a buyout. It's called Frey Milano. It's not a brand you're going to find very often. Very, very small production brand, but it's very, very high end. This was probably a $200 to $300 shirt new. I bought this for $9. Most people probably pass it up because they're like, I'm not paying $9 for a striped shirt. Little did they know that is a really expensive brand. So be on the lookout for Frey. It's a good brand. J. Jill, again, J. Jill can be good. This is a down J. Jill jacket, XL. And talking to, what's up if you're out there, talking to fellow resellers, I know J. Jill and some other women's brands, really women in general, like bigger is usually does a little bit better. Like the small and extra small don't do as well. This was $10. Perfect condition. I don't even know if it's warm or worn, but it is going to be warm. Full zip J. Jill down jacket, followed by a women's smart wool. So you're looking for smart wool out there, and you usually look for the little dude somewhere. Sometimes you'll see it sticking out like this. You'll see this little dude sticking out. You want that little guy. You want to take him home with you because he'll make you some money. And this is an XL. Nice women's smart wool for $5. Good piece. And then these are sitting on the end of an aisle. And I'm like, oh, they're probably cheap. Really good brand. Really good brand. Wallace and Barnes. I mean, maybe I'm just like being super exaggerating right here when I say really good brand, but this is like an upscale J. Crew. I think they sell at J. Crew. Wallace and Barnes, $5. Watch, I'm going to list these this week. You come watch my lives, and I bet you this sells really quickly. $36.32. I mean, it's like a perfect size. Perfect time of year, perfect size. $5. Camo, cargo pockets, like military. They have the paratrooper cords on the bottom. Really good pair of pants. Really excited to find those for $5 at the end of an aisle, which tends to make me believe someone picked those up and put them back. I love picking up patchwork, shorts, pants, blazers do the best. Even like Jose Banks, a lot of blazers, that brands that people don't normally pick up. These are Brooks Brothers, lots of Brooks Brothers this week. And these are patchwork. So a lot of times you'll see these patchwork, but they're not actually stitched together. It's just a pattern. These are stitched together. You want to look for the ones that are stitched together. Classic has always sold for me. Those will probably sell for around $23, $25. Women's reversible North Face. I feel like people did not know what this was. What size is it? Women's small, which is good because like girls can wear this too, like middle school girls. I don't even see the price on here, but I probably paid like $4.99 for it. But anyways, reversible women's North Face, really, really nice on that one. These, you got to keep your eye out for. And I know a lot of you probably have found these if you've been reselling in the past, but If you haven't been reselling, you're going to find one eventually. And you're going to be like, yay, I remember hearing about that brand from Brad Surfs. Banana Republic, the old vintage Banana Republic tag. And for the record, Banana Republic used to be more of like an outdoorsy safari type of company brand. And then they went kind of mainstream, kind of like the Express and J. Crew type of deal. But this is what they originally were. And I believe this isn't a safari jacket. I think it's more of like a pew-pew jacket because it has, or like a hunting jacket. It has this sack in the back. Has this right here for the sleeves for your pew-pew. And I bought this for $5.99. These sell anywhere from, I've gotten like 25 bucks all the way up to 50 on those. Just depends. They rolled out a new cart. I'm at a thrift store that not many people go to. And these Lululemon women's joggers, really good condition, hunter green, and they have the original pull tag. They're size 12, perfect pair of pants. These are like the perfect Lululemon pair of pants, I feel like, for women. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like that's just a really comfortable size for people. And then Polo Ralph Lauren, I always pick these up. Some of them are sleepwear. Sometimes they'll say it on there. And then a lot of them aren't, but they're just these waffle Polo Ralph Lauren. As long as it has the pony on it, I'm picking these up for $5 and selling them for right around $20 or $22.99. I don't do best offer on those. You come watch my lives and know that. So these will just be priced at $22.99, and then I'll have Nifty send out offers. So some people might get lucky with 10% off. But there's another one, $4.99. Check this little boy out, or little girl out. Denim and Supply trucker jacket. Really nice. Women's XL Denim and Supply. Love the brand by Polo Ralph Lauren. And this one is the older. So they had Denim and Supply, and then they got rid of it. It's a line of Ralph Lauren. And then they brought it back within the past 2 years. And the one that they brought back will say Polo Denim and Supply Ralph Lauren. Something like that. The tag looks different. So check that out online. This was really nice. Actually, I had to do a comp on this. J. Crew, whenever I found these black tags, J. Crew, I know they're from the regular store, and their jackets are so nice. Italian wool, size 10. There's a specific name to this jacket because I Google lensed it and cheated. And this was $14.99. I still picked it up because the comps on these were like over $100. And I'll probably just throw it in my whatnot. Someone can buy it for whatever. But I had to pick it up. I couldn't leave it behind, even though I don't do women's clothing. This is a brand I don't pick up very often anymore. It's Prana. I definitely like the pants. Particular about the shirts, but this is a heavy flannel. And I think with my new photography station, I can have a really good thumbnail picture of this with the lighting and everything. I think I should be able to sell it just based on that thumbnail and everything. This was $5. Looking to get like $18.99 on that. Not big money. This brand, tell me, I think it's good. Millie, New York. Millie, New York. It's a cutesy little women's, whatever. It was $5. I got it. Mob. I know this is an Anthropologie brand, and I know I've sold these on Whatnot before. Some do well, some don't. But this is like a really long, what is this, a maxi dress? I don't know. And it's sun maxi dress, really long, XL. I think this has a lot going, well, I'm like holding it up to me. It has a lot going for it, so I picked it up. I don't pick up all of this brand, and a lot of times I find good women's brands in extra small and small. But that one I had to pick up. That was $7.99, so someone come get a deal on that. $5.99 for this. This is a player. I got quite a few recently. This is a playered issue. Whenever you see like a number like that on there, especially one that you can't pull off, it usually means it's player issued. This is Arizona State. So I live in Indianapolis. I'll find Colts and whatever, but also there are people, that go to college, come back home, donate their stuff, or they transfer teams. So like they get traded from the Broncos to the Colts and they donate all their Broncos stuff. So I'll find player issued stuff, and it sells for a little bit more. This was $5.99. Player issued Arizona State football quarter zip. That should do well. I thought this was really cool. Probably trade it with a buddy. Old tag, vintage shirt. And it says, I love fishing though. Old fishermen never die. They just smell that way, is what it says. 1992 single stitch for $2.99. For $2.99, I can't pass that up. On the go. These sell great for me. I sell form. Ooh, this is a large tall. So this is on the go or just performance Vineyard Vines. You have your hit here on the back. Recently, I went to Florida and Disney, and their Vineyard Vine store, stuff's still expensive. So that's why this stuff still sells well. $5. I don't usually get cotton ones, but the stretchy kind, I always get $5. That will sell for around 25, maybe a little bit more because it's tall. Still pick up Travis Matthew shorts. These do well. $17.99, not a big hitter, but if you see them and you're touching them, you might as well pick them up to make $10. I mean, super easy. These are Ariat jeans, women's jeans, boot cut, have the big stitch on the back. Of course, I'm going to pick those up. You can see I'm trying to pick up as much as I can, women's, men's, whatever it is. Trying to get whatever I can at the thrift store. Got to make the most use of my time while I'm in there to make that money. And if you want to be, I feel like full time at this gig, which my history, you guys know, I was a teacher for 13 years, and it was my part-time hustle. And when I decided I was going to go full time, I knew I had to find more than just men's clothing. I knew I had to diversify, be on the lookout for everything. Obviously, I know like antiques, and I know some of those types of things. But I definitely had to move into like the women's clothing a little bit and maybe even toys and things like that. So if you want to be full-time, don't be afraid to diversify a little bit, in my opinion. Another player issued, this one's a Purdue. This is perfect for November because it's Veterans Month. I'm sure it was given to the players during that. This was $5. That'll probably sell for right around 20. And then this guy right here is unique. Check this out. So this is a vintage Banana Republic. Got it at the same place. Look at this. Crocodile Hunter. Huh? What? Tell me. Crocodile Hunter. I haven't looked anything up on it. So here's the tag. Your vintage Banana Republic. You guys know Crocodile Hunter. Irwin, right? Did he have a fan club? And you could get the same shirt as his? Was this an employee for him? Was it hit? I don't know. Got to do some research on that one. But that was pretty cool for $5. I've never found, obviously, something like that. Kate Spade, medium. I know that name. Picking up any Kate Spade, top. Paid up a little bit for this one. Again, Polo Ralph Lauren. Anytime I find these cable knit, you find these in cashmere, silk, cotton, sometimes wool. In this exact one, this was $16.99. But this one's 100% silk. Really nice color blue, and it's a 2XL. Really good. What I find with Polo Ralph Lauren, which a lot of you could care less about, I'm 6'2". They're shorter. They're shorter on me. So that's why I feel like you find a lot of Polo Ralph Lauren tall, because I feel like they're meant for like 5'10". Like Ralph Lauren, I think, is about 5'10". Anyways, that should sell for around $50. Another one of these on the go. This one is an actually on the go one from Vineyard Vines with a little hit on the back, nothing on the sleeve. $4 into 20 something. This is just sitting out. Come on now. Like these I felt were, I remember when these came in style in like 2009 maybe. But yeah, these are good. $5 into probably 29, something like that. And then AG. I just sold a pair of AG jeans. AG shorts. You don't see them very often. AG shorts, they have a name too, Griffin, whatever. I don't find them very often, but they sell for me during the summer and spring. So pick these up if you find them. Mine were $3.99. Obviously, if they're $10, I don't know if I pick them up. And then some Lululemon shorts. Ooh, uh-oh. I don't know what I'm going to do. They have that belt. So two options I can do. I just saw that. See that stain right there with the belt? These are smaller white, which is popular. They were $3.99. So two options. I can just toss them or redonate them. That's tough to get out. Or I can just list them with that belt mark on there and list them for like $12 and I'll still make money on them. So I'll have to decide that, but I'm not going to do that till spring or summer. I got lots of fall stuff to list. Another Purdue player issued with the American flag. We already talked about that. And then these are great. Corduroy pants by a really good brand, Alex Mill. Look for Alex Mill. It's good, like Taylor Stitch, Alex Mill, Wallace & Barnes, all really good stuff right there. These are $4.99. Again, pleated in the front, which pleated you couldn't even get rid of maybe 5 or 6 years ago. Now they're in style again. I think it's just that like old school gentleman look people are going for right now. Preppy gentleman look. So I didn't look up comps on those, but those being Alex Mill, corduroy pleated, I'm guessing $50 on those. Tommy Bahama Island Zone. These island zones, the island zones that are actually stretchy, do well for me. They sell like really, really quickly. And this is a 2XL island zone, black, always popular, $5. And they have this little right here, which is nice too, on the sleeve. I didn't notice that until earlier. Basically, it's just going to like keep the sweat out. And on the bottom, or I guess it keeps your sleeves down. I don't really know what I'm talking about when it comes to that. But they sell for like $20 or so. Polo Ralph Lauren shirts. You guys know I can't have a haul without Polo Ralph Lauren shirts. Been buying these. A lot of our thrift stores have been cute. What's up, Goodwill? I know you watch these, and I love all of you employees out there. A lot of them have been pricing these up to like $10. Keep doing it. That's fine. I'll find other brands. But some of you thrift stores still sell them at $5, which is reasonable. So those sell for like $18.99 to $22.99. I sell those all the time. Another Purdue player issued. There's your little sticker thing right there. Player at issue. Purdue's pre-ranked #1 in basketball this year. So I think Purdue gear is going to fly as soon as I start listing it. Another piece. I know these are football. They don't say football on it, but people are going to be buying these, especially the long sleeve. When college teams are doing really, really well, or NFL teams, as you can imagine, that stuff does well online too. Here's Carhartt. I've kind of not bought much Carhartt recently because it's everywhere. I mean, it's at Lowe's, it's at Ross, it's just everywhere. It's still good though. This is a 2XLT and it was $5.99. And the reason I bought it is because it's a really, really heavy flannel. And I'll be able to find, I'm sure, like the code to it. Yeah. So the code is right there on the tag, inside tag. You just type in that code on eBay and the exact item from Carhartt will pop up. That will sell for probably around $22.99. And then another Untuck It, 100% cotton, but I got this because it's a 3XL tall. So again, either good fabric or big size. 3XL tall, Untuck It, non-iron, all that sort of stuff. That'll probably sell for around $20-something. Here's another Vineyard Vines extra small, which you haters of extra small and small men's clothing out there, send it all my way because I sell it. You guys come to lives, you know. Extra small on the go Vineyard Vines, $5 into 20 or so on that guy. And then I also got this LL Bean, which I now not know the size because I see it's cut out, but it was only $5. LL Bean. This would be like a waffle-lined, Sherpa-lined Henley button shirt, something like that. Lots of words in that one. But for $5, I'll get 20 out of that easy, 25, something like that. And I thought this was neat. Usually I don't pick up Prana women's stuff, but this one was really cool, I thought. It's kind of long sleeve, just kind of overfit big. It has the kangaroo pockets, and it's cotton. It's just really, really comfortable. One of those things that bought it for $5. If someone buys it for $5, I don't care, and whatnot. Oh, I got one more thing I got to show you. Got this too. This was like one of the key pieces of the week. Look at this thing. What? Are you serious? Vintage, Saved by the Bell in like really good condition. This is a U-size large, heartthrobs. I mean, kids clothing, come on now. That thing is sweet. When I posted a picture of that, I had multiple people like, are you selling that? My wife's like, no, we got to keep that for Eden, my daughter, when she gets that size. But that's it, everybody. Thanks for popping in. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.